Hey guys, it's Mr. Lane coming to you with hopefully an instructional video that can close some of the gaps and explain how to properly do these blog entries for your portfolio websites. First thing I'm going to do is set up the document in which I am going to take notes in the article that I choose. So for me to do that, I'm going to hop into this unit number 1, let me introduce myself folder. I'm going to scroll down, go to step 6, first professional blog entry with resources. I'm going to open this weekly blog article template, okay? Very first thing I'm going to do is go to File, make a copy so that I can get in there. And I'm going to call it first. I'm going to do it, name it by the due date of the blog. So in this case, the due date is January 16th, 2026. So I'm going to go 01/16/26 blog notes. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I save that in. Let's see. Let's go to all locations. Make sure I'm sharing it saving it in the right spot. I'm going to go into this year's Lane portfolio website and then into the blog. All right. I'm naming it the correct thing. I'm going to select that. So January 16th, 2026 blog notes. Make sure I share it with the same people that are already in there and then make a copy. Now I'm going to be in here. So I have my blog note area set up. Now I'm going to head back over to Schoology. All right. And to find a trustworthy, reliable, credible article with little to no fuss, I really highly recommend you use the built-in Newsela component of Schoology. So in the left-hand column over here, choose Newsela. And it's going to take you to a massive repository of literally thousands of articles. In this case, this video is being specifically set up for an engineering class. If you are an aviation student, you could search for aviation terms. If you're a welding, if you are a manufacturing technologist, if you are an information technology student, run a search term that deals with your specific area of interest as it relates to your career tech program. But I'm just simply going to go up here, search for text and more, and I'm going to run an engineering search term. All right. It's going to pull up a bunch of articles. In this case, I don't want to overthink it because this is just for a video. I'm going to choose this world's greatest engineering project turns 100. All right. If this is an article that I feel comfortable doing and I'm interested in, I'm going to go ahead and first off, if I look here, there's a couple things that's going to happen. I have my title, so I'm going to go back over here to my blog notes, right? And originally I had written that in as oldest, but it should be greatest. All right. My source over here, even though it's in the Newsela archives, if you look, my source is actually Scientific American. All right. So I'm going to go back in here. My source is Scientific American. All right. And my author, I don't know if I'll be able to see that quite yet. But if I go down here, I do not have a specific author listed or provided here. So when I come back here, I'm not just going to leave that blank. I'm going to go back in here and say no author given. Okay. Now let's come back here to the article. Okay. Once I have the article that I like, what I do want to do is I'm going to capture an image for my blog. So I'm going to hit print screen, and it's going to give me the opportunity to crop a picture. All right. You're going to be given a crop tool here. So I'm going to select that. You're going to get a little widget at the bottom that says snipping tool. I'm going to go to markup and share. All right, if I like the picture, the way it looks, I'm going to choose the save. And for right now, I'm just going to save it onto my desktop. And I'm just going to use today's date, the due date for the blog, 06/26 blog, go blog, image, Panama Canal, like something that just signifies what the article is about, and then hit save. All right. Once it's saved, I can close that snippet tool back. And now I'm ready to go in and actually take the notes on the article. I'm going to go back over here. You'll answer these questions about the article. And what you're essentially doing here is building the paragraphs that you are going to put in your entry. So answer all these questions. Then you're going to come to step 2, compose your blog entry. Again, I'm going to come to my Google Drive. I'm going to make sure that I am in the appropriate folder. My English folder, my portfolio website folder, my blog folder, and I'm going to create a new Google Doc. And I'm going to name it, again with the date, 01/16/26 blog entry. And then a real quick description of the topic. And then once I have the notes from the previous, the notes page, right, I'm now going to come over here and I'm going to compose the actual paragraphs, the actual blog entry in here. Again, should be 3 paragraphs. You've built the paragraphs in the notes page. All right. Once you have done that, you are good to go. If you need to see an exemplar of what this kind of should look like, feel free to come back in here to unit number 1, or the unit folder, back into the blog entry, and then look up the blog exemplar. Okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer them. The next video we're going to look at, once you have this part finished, is how to actually insert the blog entry into your website. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.